Skyrim is the first region of Tamriel that was settled by the humans back in the Meroethic era. Ysgramor led an expedition from Adamor to escape from the civil war on the Atmoran continent across the Sea of Ghosts. They landed on the Snow Elves region known as Winterhold at Historic Head of Broken Cape in northern Skyrim. They established a city named Sarthal, but after a period of peace, it was swiftly destroyed after the Snow Elves attacked on the Night of Tears. The Atmorans returned later to wage war against the Snow Elves, and removing them from Skyrim almost in their entirety. During the period of the First Era, legends say that the Archmage Shalador erected Winterhold, the hold in the region by the same name, by uttering a single spell. Establishment in this manner explains the location of the college and the rich history the city holds. 2 more eras passed with periods of varying prosperity, all surmising in the devastating event of the Great Collapse. Approximately 80 years passed before the present day. A sequence of unrelenting winter storms brought howling gales and enormous waves that rapidly wore away the city. Before the citizens knew it, practically the entire city had fallen into the Sea of Ghosts. Oddly, the College of Winterhold remained almost unaffected, which stirred up some suspicions about the college either causing the storms or simply not protecting the city. The citizens of Winterhold abandoned the land, leaving only a few stubborn, unfortunate souls. These are the NPCs of Skyrim's Winterhold. There are 5 buildings of note within the city of Winterhold, the first being the Jarl's Longhouse. Jarl Courier lives there with his wife, Thera, and his son Asur, whom aspires to become the Jarl after his father. Though if you visit at the right time of night, you may find out that Asur is actually possessed. Spooky. A quick investigation around his house shows that the family is pretty well off, and even pays for an assistant, Milur Siloth. Simply being around the Jarl will provoke him to convey his distrust of the College of Winterhold and the mages in general. Thus, he keeps Milur around as a connection to the college and as a magic resource. Little does the Jarl know that Milur has no connection to the mages of the college at all and will try to use whatever he can to keep up appearances. Despite the complaints of use of magic and the college, a grand staff of repulsion and multiple soul gems can be found on the dresser in his room, as well as a neat little book about an enchanted quill. Either Jarl Courier is hypocritical or he likes to fight fire with fire, which explains why some of his guards are spell swords. Kai Wetpommel resides in the Longhouse as well and spends his life in the training/war room, working with a war map that you can use to add markers to your own map. He is part of the Stormcloak Rebellion, and if you stand too close to him, he just plain won't shut up. Overall, in the city of Winterhold, college included, there are 41 people, 12 of which are guards. Plus, there are a number of snow chickens around that worship Julianos and are adept at growing trees inside of destroyed houses. Kai Wetpommel is probably the leader of the guard, and through a bit of trickle-down, transfers the Jarl's skepticism about mages down to the guards. Interesting things to note about the guards are they do not carry any shields, they will not respawn if killed outside the city limits, and they like to guard long distances with short knives. Drop bear tactics. I like it. Though the citizens may not entirely trust the guards, because it seems practically everyone carries a small knife with them.
I'd be a lot warmer and a lot happier with a belly full of mead.
The Frozen Hearth, which is the inn, is directly across from the Jarl's residence. In all honesty, it is more of a bar than an inn, because it only has 3 rooms, and 1 is permanently occupied. Haran, the wife of the innkeep Dagur, seems to think that the lack of rooms is hardly an issue though. She is watched as the town has been drained of its people and does not expect many visitors to be arriving in the future. Not to mention that pretty much any visitor that has come has business with the college and likely has plans of the magical nature. Though Dagur does not seem to mind the supernatural guests because he allows one to hole up in one of his rooms. That would be Nelakar. He's been expelled from the college due to conducting less than admirable research according to college standards.
I say, you didn't hear any loud noises last night, did you? No, explosion sounds?
No, I certainly didn't. Is there a reason you're asking me?
No, certainly not. A small experiment may have gone awry, but clearly with no discernible consequences.
I see. And is this something I'll need to worry about in the future?
Oh, certainly, I hope not. That would be quite unfortunate for my research.
We can speculate that he was looking into fully manipulating people based off the ownership of a staff of arcane authority, as well as a few books about the Daedra. Also in the inn are two fun drunkards, Sam Govene, if you are of the right level, and Renmir. You can find out that Renmir is the brother of Birna, who we'll see later, and he's accrued a sizable tab at the inn. Chatting to Sam will lead you to quite an adventurous bender across Skyrim. Just make sure you bring a mop. Dagur will also give out a number of quests, as any good innkeep would, one of which is a bounty that the Jarl put out on some bandits himself.
I'm afraid there's not much to be said. Winterhold is hardly what it used to be.
Across the road is Birna's Ottomans, in which Birna sells many various things, most not very helpful. She is the sister of Ranmir, the drunk who we met earlier. She's supporting him and his drinking habits financially, and that tends to put her store in the bind. In fact, it is one of the big reasons she did not move out with the rest of the citizens of Winterhold. No one else occupies the store. However, it should be noted that on the top balcony of the building, there's an alchemist table, and in the back of the shop is a forge. Finally, the last house before the bridge to the college is the homestead of Kraldor. Kraldor used to be part of a powerful family in Winterhold, which is why Thonjolf still serves him. The two live together in what is the only civilian house left standing, and inside is lavishly furnished and decorated with many hunting trophies. Both Kraldor and Thornjolf wish to return Kraldor's family name to its original glory. Let's just say it's awfully convenient that Jarl Korir and Kraldor had the same voice actor.
So, what's the latest exciting news about goings on in Winterhold?
There is no news, I'm afraid.
None? Nothing at all? Nothing from the college even?
I shall inform you the moment something noteworthy happens.
Yes, that'll be fine. Thank you.
Talking with Kraldor a bit will reveal a bit more history about Winterhold, including that after the Oblivion Crisis, many people blamed the magic elves, which led to unrest among the Nords and the elves.
They're simply scholars.
Also, Kraldor does not believe the mages of the college are responsible for the Great Collapse, and most likely hopes that they will assist him in returning Winterhold to its former prosperity. Now, on to the College of Winterhold. If it is your first time visiting, a lady by the name of Feralda will be blocking your path. You only need to do a little magic show for her to gain access to Skyrim's center of magic. Traveling across the bridges show that while the college is in decent shape compared to the town, it is not completely unaffected. If you ask the mages around the college about the Great Collapse, a couple will mention possible late effects from an eruption of Red Mountain in a distant land. There are plenty of mages around the premises, but let's go over the experts in each field. We have Collei Marantz, the expert of restoration. Drevis Norlin, expert of illusion. Feralda, expert of destruction magic. Phineas Gestor, expert of conjuration. Sergius Tyrannus, expert of enchanting. And Tolfdir, expert of alteration. Most of the masters will sell you spells and goods, or train you in their field of magic, and will each have a role to play in various quests that you can complete around the college. However, if you are to join the College of Winterhold, you are not the only student. There are 3 other students: Relena Myron, Onmund, and good old Jazargo.
Heard of the staff of Magnus. Once you are done with it, Perhaps you will allow Jazargo to...
who will be accompanying you through many of your journeys.
Jazargo has heard of the Staff of Magnus. Once
Another
you are
3
done
people
with
cannot
it,
really be
perhaps-
categorized. That would be Archmage Savos Aran, Master Wizard Maribel Irvine, and Nkano. Nkano is the only resident of the college that is not an actual member. He's in fact an advisor for the Thalmor people. Asking around about him will show that Savos Aran does not necessarily agree with all that he does, and most of the members think that he's up to something fishy and don't trust him. Except for one scholar, Neria, who thinks he is handsome. Speaking of Nira, she has a small feud with Feralda, and of course as Dragonborn, you have to stick your nose in everyone's business, so it is possible to help them out. The hate may come from how much Feralda aspires to become the next Archmage after Savos. Basically, there's a large web of relationships and interactions, which can be expected of any college, I suppose. Yet, just walking around and chatting, you can find out many interesting things. Like the small lectures that some of the scholars will put on at times, and the places that the members will train their magic. Jazargo.
Jazargo has heard of the Staff of Magnus. Once you are done with it, perhaps you will allow Jazargo to borrow it.
Also, it seems that most of the visitors of the college are actually only looking for enchantments, or that the librarian is actually a rare book hunter, or even that summoning the undead is permissible amongst the mages. Winterhold is deceptively busy and contains many quests. Each of the citizens is struggling with their own desires and is working towards their own goal. The Dragonborn has the power to act as the catalyst for many of the changes in these people's lives. He can further the knowledge of the mages, help them in their experiments, and release the secrets behind the Eye of Magnus. Many acquaintances can be made. But Tolfdir and Jazargo are the best, of course. But getting involved can only bring you deeper into the stories that are being woven here. As these stories unfold, truths are to be revealed, secrets discovered, and plots enacted. Stories are told for a reason, and gossip is never hearsay. You may find out that myth may be safer than legend.